thought. I totally forgot about, you can like follow companies, follow executives, follow thought leaders. I feel like it's such a great way to show what your interests are and what different companies you like. And it adds a little to your profile.
It does.
So we just talked about following companies. Following companies is important, and staying kind of involved or connected with your industry. Something that we haven't talked about yet, but I think is so important, is I follow Harvard Business Review, MIT Management Sloan Review. I think it's like Deloitte Technology Insights, SAP Customer Experience, The Future of Commerce, like a bunch of those kind of publications. And what I love is when I wake up in the morning, I don't go on Instagram anymore, don't go on Snapchat, I go on LinkedIn and I'm like, what article is about to pop up? And I just feel like when you tailor your feed to kind of publications that you really like, you can learn so much about things you've either learned in classes or things that really, really interest you professionally. So I love following those types of reviews because they're always posting articles of just whatever's kind of happening in the industry.
Yeah, and that's specific. I mean, Kelly's giving you great examples of what, if you're in the College of Business or if you're in that field, this really does apply to most industries. I mean, there's a couple of industries that may not right now. I don't know that K through 12 education is that engaged on LinkedIn yet. But biomedical, I mean, the hard sciences, you can find things, you can find affinity groups. I've seen a lot of different things like that. Women who code, different things like that. So like Kelly, my feed is now pretty personalized around higher ed. I follow something on a group on LinkedIn called the Female Lead because I'm interested in women's leadership development. And so I would second that recommendation. It doesn't have to be business. It doesn't have to be higher ed. It's whatever you're passionate about, and your feed will reflect that, and it will kind of help you. I'm with Kelly. I like reading first thing in the morning. It kind of gets you thinking about what's going on in your profession. Kelly, we talked a little bit. So we staying connected. The tip sheets we talked about. You can go LinkedIn. You were going to say this as a student, right? You have free access to LinkedIn Learning.
Yeah, you have free access to LinkedIn Learning, and I've kind of looked at LinkedIn Learning at a couple things, but that is so nice that we have that for free because it's so many different things. There's coding, there's literally anything under the sun, but there's also things that can help you with your professional job search as well.
Right. For example, if you're not a marketing, if you don't study marketing like Kelly does, and you're a sociology major, but you think that you might want to take those skills and use them in a corporate world in a marketing, which lots of our majors from a variety of majors get jobs with the title marketing in it. You can even hone those skills even more through LinkedIn Learning. So I encourage you to do it. And you can do it on your own time. Nobody's grading you for it, but you can get a sweet little badge that LinkedIn will add to your profile if you want.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, ask your network for help. Kelly, you reach out to folks, you reach out to people you met at job fairs, right?
Yeah. I feel like I've become a master emailer and master Zoomer. I feel like I'm always talking to someone, but I feel like that was kind of my thing. I feel like in 2020 was trying to stay connected even though we were so isolated. And I feel like for me, my network, I think we talked about this one time, like the board of supervisors concept of like the board of Kelly, like you're on the board of Kelly.
I'm honored. I like being on the board of Kelly. It's a fun job.
Yeah. But I have professors I've had in the past, or I have people that I've been connected through professors, or even people I've met at like informational nights for job. Like, I don't know. I feel like you'd be surprised how much people want to help you, and your personal network wants to support you as well. And if you're having trouble thinking of your network, you can always go to the University Career Center because they'd love to help you.
We don't even pay Kelly and she plugs us like that, which I love.
It's free.
So I will say one thing that I know, and just as a quick reminder that I know from my personal interaction with Kelly and most students, that default to being more formal than less in any of your communication through email with professionals. it is always going to be perceived better that you are to proceed as if you're being more stiff and formal until you're told not to.
Yeah.
So particularly when you're reaching out to people that that these are professionals, and so it's a sign of respect to say until they tell you otherwise. We live in a pretty casual world, and the world has loosened up a lot, but you would much rather be accused of being too formal and have somebody say, "Oh, Kelly, please call me Colleen." I would rather do that than Kelly have written to me the first time, go, "Hey girl, I see you work in the career center."
I didn't do that.
No, Kelly would never do that. But I can promise you that people in this office have received emails like that, and that every professor has received an email. So when you're reaching out to these, approach it with the respect that you would want if you were a professional. And that even means if somebody that you might have known from a couple of years ago, I mean, if you know them well, but age does not necessarily, isn't the only factor that warrants respect. So when you're reaching out, start with a more formal approach and work your way as that relationship develops. It will probably quickly move to casual.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, what's our next? Oh, the tips. You want to read us through our final main tips for LinkedIn?
Yeah, I'll go through them a little quickly. But invite and accept strategically. You don't have to accept everyone, especially if it's like really random. It's like any other social media network. There are people that I don't know if they're robots or what, but you don't need that. Diversify your contacts. We kind of talked about that, but I try to kind of connect with people from kind of everywhere, from classes, from Greek life, from professional things. Just try to diversify your network as much as you can because it can only help you. It can't really hurt you if you have friends and everywhere. I don't know. So, yeah.
You never know where your career path will take you.
Yeah.
So it's helpful to, I mean, a lot of folks have ended up in different places than where they expected. So don't burn bridges, build bridges, lay that foundation now.
Yeah, good point. Use your network and update your profile regularly. I feel like are kind of pretty similar, but announcing a job, announcing a project, announcing something being published, announcing a school project is a great reason to use your LinkedIn. And updating your profile regularly. When we mean update, we mean like liking an article because it pops up on everyone else's feed. Just kind of look on LinkedIn every once in a while. You don't have to be like Colleen and I, where wake up and we're like, let's go on LinkedIn. But maybe like once a week, once every other week, maybe just kind of look around, see things, make sure your profile is looking good. And then, you don't have to be up. You don't have to be like every day being like, this is what I did today. And
No, but at the end of every semester, review and go, did I do a big class project that
yeah,
I'm really proud of? And definitely, if you're doing an internship in the summer, when you get, as you go, include that information. It's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be fresh and you're going to be excited about it, hopefully, in August. When you complete that summer internship, make sure you get that information up there.
yeah. And articles, opportunities, not your latest rant or funny joke. When I post an article, it is not me like doing stand up or anything. Like it's not like my opinion on like keeping up with Kardashians. Like it is like an article on a book I've read or something professional. So if you're writing something on LinkedIn, a LinkedIn article, I think it should be related to whatever industry or school kind of organization type thing. I don't think it's necessarily a personal blog, which you could use a different platform for that.
Totally agree. That's going to be more appropriate for